بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome all of you, wherever you are. I welcome all of you with the 73rd lecture in the series of Quranic Enlightenment. Today, with Allah saying, after seeking His refuge from the Shaitan al-Rajim, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, O who you believe, obey Allah and His Messenger, follow Allah and His Messenger, answer the call of Allah and His Messenger if He called you to something that's going to be good for you, going to be give you goodness, and know that Allah is in between you and your heart. That Allah will be separate the person and his heart, and to Him, to Allah, you go to be resurrected. This ayah has several issues. The first one, there is a call from Allah Azza wa Jal. Anytime you hear Allah Azza wa Jal calling you, oh who you believe, you need to listen to it. You have to hear it. You have to pay attention. Allah is calling for something that is very important. Either is good for you or is going to be bad for you. You need to stay away from. And Allah mentioned this, oh who you believe, 84 times in the Quran. In this ayah, oh who you believe, answer the call of Allah and His Messenger. If He called you to whatever is going to give you more life, is going to give you better life, this is to follow with be good preparation, and the life that's beneficial. It's only with the answer to Allah and His Messenger, and it depends on how far you are from answer to Allah and the Messenger. You'll be short in this life, the true life, the full life, the enjoyment life. So those who don't answer Allah have no life, even though He's alive, even though He's breathing. But there is no benefit of this life. There is nothing good in this life. And He's just like the animals. They eat and drink and sleep, and that's it. The best people who answer Allah's call and His Messenger, because any time that Allah and the Messenger call you, it is the true life, the full life. Anybody who do not answer that, he is missing from his life. So follow Allah and follow the call of Allah and Messenger. When He calls you that something is going to give you life in Islam and Quran, with the good deed, with the jihad, with the good deeds, and all types of good deeds, all of this, follow what the Prophet ﷺ came up with. Listen to what Allah said. If a person is dead and we have given him life, you were given life with the Quran, with the guidance of Islam, and Allah gave him light that he walks with it between people. In this life, he is following the light of the inspiration of Allah. And at the day of judgment, he will walk in it on the straight path, when all darkness is surrounding every person. So if any person who is dead and we give him light, and we give him a light that he walks between people, is he the same example like the person who's walking in darkness? He's not going to get out of it. And also Allah saying, that indicates what the Prophet ﷺ came up with from the life, and that's how we inspire to you. A light from us. You did not know what is the book or faith, but we have made it a light. We guide with it whomever we wish from our servants, and you are guiding people to the straight path. The humanity is in need of the guidance of Allah, the guidance of the prophets, They are more in need of this guidance than the food, than the drinks, than anything else. Allah said, and we inspire to you a spirit from us. You did not know what is the book or the faith, but we have made it a guide, a light that we guide whomever we wish. Then Allah said, and know that Allah could separate the person with his heart. Meaning, it could be that Allah separate the person from disbelief, the believer from disbelief, or the disbeliever that Allah separated from faith, or those who obey Allah and the disobedience of Allah. And if they prefer the misguidance over the guidance of Allah Azza wa Jal, then they will be getting what they seek. That means do not hesitate into answer Allah and His Messenger, because Allah Azza wa Jal could separate you and from your heart. Then you will not be able to answer. Then you won't be able to answer Allah His Messenger as a punishment from Allah, because you denied Him the first time, because you slowed down into answering Allah and His Messenger. So it'll be like Allah saying, and we are fluctuating their heart and their sight like they did not believe in it the first time. And we leave them in their disbelief, go astray. Or like Allah saying, when they went astray, Allah has misguided their hearts. Or when Allah said, these are the cities we tell you their news, and they got messengers with the clearances, but they did not believe what they have denied before. That's how Allah sealed their hearts. What does it mean? They will not believe of what they have denied before, meaning these who denied, who have rejected before that, when it was given them their covenant, when Allah took all the humans from the back of Adam, they will not believe of what they have denied before. When they took the covenant from Allah, when they were still dust in the back of Adam. Or it means if Allah would give them life, and after they seen the punishment, they will not to believe what they have denied before. Like Allah said before, and if they were going back to life, they will go back to disbelief, to the same thing they were doing. They are liars. Ibn Sharif says the meaning of this ayah, that whomever in the knowledge of Allah preceded that he will not believe, he's not going to believe ever. And it was in the knowledge of Allah before, whomever were destroyed from the nations, that they will not believe ever. And Allah said they will not to believe what they are denying in the knowledge of Allah, because Allah surrounded everything. And there's a warning from leaving the answer to Allah with your heart, even if you answered with the limbs. The other one, the other meaning, that Allah the Almighty are close from His servants. Nothing could be hidden from Him. He knows what's between the person and his heart, what goes in his mind, what goes into the secret of him. That Allah Azza wa Jal has combined between the registration and the destination of Allah, the decree of Allah. It's like Allah saying, so whomever wish to straighten up, and you will not wish except that Allah will wish. He is the Lord of all creations. So go follow Allah and His Messenger, and answer Allah's call and His Messenger when He is when He's telling you to follow the goodness that's going to benefit you. If you hold tight to it, you will have the dignified life. to the true happiness. There is no happiness beyond that, which is the happiness of the hereafter. And all good deeds are part of this. And separate Allah when we say Allah separate between the person and his heart, meaning Allah is separating between them. He is putting a veil, some kind of block from it. And Allah knows the human character, and know He is the creator. So Allah knows what's in the heart of each one of us. He knows how our character is. And we have to make that decision of accepting so we could follow, so we'll be guided, so we'll be given the life, the good life. Because the heart can separate you from the straight path and fluctuate or shake your belief, and that will take from guidance to the misguidance, from righteousness to astray. Allah said, do you see the one who took their Lord as his desires, his urges as his Lord? How good he could be. So Allah the Almighty, as He says, like Ibn Jarir said, that He is more in control of the hearts of His servants than they do. He could separate them from their hearts, and no heart can get any faith or disbelief except with the permission of Allah. To separate the thing between two things is to hold it. So if Allah hold between someone and his heart, he's not going to understand it or get it or to reach it. Because when Allah stops, nobody can take. And whatever He takes, He gives, no one can stop. That's why it came in the hadith that the hearts of the sons of Adam, between two fingers of the graceful, He fluctuated any way He wished. And the Prophet ﷺ used to say, "O Allah, who fluctuated the heart, make our heart tilt toward your obedience." Every heart is between two fingers of the graceful, the Lord of all creations. If He wish, He will keep it astray or make it guided. The other meaning in this ayah, and this meaning, that the human could die before he reaches his goals. And in the heart, there is so many things that he wants, but the death will come and separate between the person and whatever he had in his heart of things that he wanted to achieve, the goals that he wanted to reach. So Allah separate between the person and his heart, meaning between the person and what he wished for, what he wanted, his goals, because the death keeps you away from the hope. Like Allah is saying, rush to the good deeds and do not depend on what happens in your heart of everlasting, because there is no one knows when he's going to die, no one knows what's going to happen. So Allah is asking people to answer Allah and His Messenger before they have a problem. So the general meaning, answer Allah and His Messenger with the truthful, with the sincerity, and rush to it. If He calls you to what is going to be beneficial for you, what's going to give you a good life from the deeds and the actions, and know for certain that Allah separate between the person and his heart, and what he wish, what he wants from the desires. How many humans they wanted to do this or that, and he will make this and that in this life, only worldly matter, but Allah separate. The death comes in and separate between him and what he wish for and his hopes. So rush to take advantage of the good deeds before the death come and separate you from what you wanted. Because Allah has condemned people who always had the hope to overstretch and they did not do uh, anything, any deeds, and they wish they could live longer so they could do the deeds, but it's too late. Maybe the people who die, who disbelieved, they were Muslims. Let them eat and enjoy, and the hope overwhelm them. They will know to be busy with this life and concerned with it, and denial of the hereafter. And the Prophet ﷺ told us that a lot of people they have high hopes until they reach. And then death come in and he takes people. So hopefully that will continue. Will continue this khatira with Allah said, let them eat and enjoy, and they get distracted with the long hope. Dear my brother and sister, we'll stop here inshallah. We'll continue next time. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.